In this session, we will be discussing about the conditional statements in Python. Conditional statements, in a sense, we are going to be write a condition. If the condition is true, some part of statements it is going to be executed. If the condition is false, some other part of statements is going to be executed. See, conditional statements, or we can also say this as a selection statements. Conditional statements or selection statements. Simple if else, if nested if. So these are some conditional statements we have. We will discuss each one in detail. First, we have to discuss simple if. That is if statement. If uh, if statement having the syntax like this, if condition, and will be giving the colon here for representing the indentation, and we are going to be write the block of statements. So indentation, if I'm representing the colon here, automatically it will give the indentation, and it is going to be help us to write the statements from here. See, this is a statement one, like it is a body of if condition. Statement two, if the condition is true, this statement is going to be executed. If the condition is false, there is nothing to be executed. If the condition is false, there is nothing to execute. So to overcome that, we have if else. If else, if we see the syntax of if else, if condition colon, so we'll be having statement one, statement two, else. So after else also we are going to be represent the colon, and the next body also which has to be start in the same line where the if has been started. Statement three. So like this, if the condition is true, then this part of statements is going to be executed. That what we can say as a if block. If block statements is going to be executed. If the condition is false, then else block is going to be executed. When we want to check one condition, and if the condition met, we need to execute if block code. Otherwise we have to otherwise it is going to be execute the else block code. That is the syntax what we have for if else. And when we have nested if, for what purpose we have to use a nested if, we'll discuss first. Nested if. So there will be a situation when we want to check for another condition after one condition resolves to true. In that particular situation, we are going to be use this nested if, like writing one if statement within another if statement, that is nested if. Now see here, if condition one, statement one, if condition 2. Here we are going to be write the, see this both has been started within the same line, and here we have statement 3, statement 4 which has to be execute, and if required else also we can able to give here. So for this, if we want to use else statement, then here we can able to write some other statements, statement 6, and here again if we want to write the if condition, we can able to write, depends on the requirement. So again within this, if we want to write some statements also we can able to write, or again within this if we want to write some if conditions also we can able to write those conditions. Like how many number of conditions if we want to use also we can able to use it, that is this nested if. So using one if statement within another if statement, using one if statement within another if statement. And the next one we have here is if if, which is used for checking more number of conditions, and the syntax will be like this: if condition 1, so statement 1 will be executed, if condition 2 we are going to be check here, condition 2 will be checked here, and again if will be writing the condition 3, statement 3. Like this any number of conditions we can able to check. At last we need to write one else statement. So what is this purpose of using last else is, that will be represents as a default statement. If the condition 1 is true, if the condition 1 is true, then this statement what we have under this is going to be executed. If the condition is false, then it will be enter into if part. Again there will be having one more condition, it is going to be checked with that condition. If it is true, then it is going to be execute this particular statement and it will come out. So if the condition 2 is also false again, then we are going to be execute elif. So there will be having one more condition, it is going to be checked with that condition. If it is true, that particular statement will be executed and it will be comes out. Like that we are going to be write any number of conditions, any number of conditions. If all the conditions what we have specified is false, then by default it is going to be execute the else statement. By default it is going to be execute the else statement. So if else, sorry, if is used for checking multiple conditions. If is used for checking multiple number of conditions. If the first condition is true, its related statement is going to be executed and it is going to be come out from the if if block. If the condition 1 is false, then it is going to be moved to the next elif. There it is going to be check the condition 2. If it is true, then the next statement is going to be executed under it, or else it will move to the elif part. Like this it is going to be give. If all the conditions what we have specified here is false, then by default it is going to be execute the else statement what we have represented at last. Whatever may be the number of conditions we can we need to check, we can able to check that many number of conditions, but at last we need to provide one else, so that if all the conditions what we have specified is false, then it is going to be execute this statement by default. These are the syntaxes. We'll see the concepts practically.